Welcome back to Houston, Texas. Two more national champions to be crowned here in the National Collegiate Rugby Championships. We are just about ready for the D2 final. Coast Guard taking on Wisconsin Eau Claire, who's looking to go 3 of the last 4. I'm Tim Wilkes, joined up here in the booth by Lance Kavanaugh from Great American Rugby, and we have a great one on our hands here for the Division II National Championship. We're ready to rock and roll here from SaberCats Stadium in Houston, Texas. And first, we'll take a look at Wisconsin Eau Claire.
Wisconsin Eau Claire trying to find perfection, 10-0, point differential heavily on their side, 503 points for 395 point differential. They don't give up a lot of points, and they put points on the board. Scary side here in this final. And if you look at their last 5 games, taking care of business handily against very sound opponents. But what they did yesterday to find themselves in this championship is even more impressive. They have an opportunity to take 3 out of 4, which is dynasty level contributions to the collegiate national rugby scene. I'm very excited for this Eau Claire side.
Should be fun. 11 tries yesterday for Wisconsin Eau Claire. The Blue Gold, Liv George, number 2 right there, had 4 tries yesterday. Also got to keep an eye out for Dexheimer and Geiger there, the number 8. Take a look at the back line. Madison Cornell had a try. Banky had a try. Bauer had a try. Noel had a try, as they distributed well throughout, and really keep an eye on Cornell running the show there at that number 10 spot. Now our switch gears over to Coast Guard, Lance.
Same as before, perfection is on the line. Coast Guard, one of the sound, most disciplined teams in the competition. Very low points against, 302 point differential. They are a side that takes defense very seriously, and over the course of their last 5 games, even though there were a few close matches, they still found a way to showcase their class throughout the match, and avenging last year's semifinals loss against Vassar yesterday in the semifinals with a chance to complete the dream, the championship dream.
Let's take a look at the starting lineup here. Victoria Royal and Mirabella Ruan at those prop positions are a steady force, but you always got to keep an eye out for number 8, Caitlin Boggs. She runs the show, line-breaking potential each and every time, and a tremendous distributor to boot. Hazel Mitrick there, the number 10. Her first year as fly half, had a try yesterday, but Avery Salka had 2 tries plus a penalty try. Tremendous effort out of the winger. We are just about ready for action here live from SaberCats Stadium. The Blue Golds there in the blue and white jerseys. And the Coast Guard there in the white with orange and navy trim. We'll step aside here for the national anthem.
Oh!
Fans taking care of the rest there. God bless America and God bless rugby. We've got a tremendous national championship on our hands right now. Number 2 versus number 3. It was Great Waters, Wisconsin Eau Claire in that number 2 position all year. There's our referee, Dan Finn. Should be ready for action here. And again, the Coast Guard, 25 years of rugby. They're 25th.
You see it, you want it, you got it. Ladies, go get it. Take every ball that you can. Be with every person you can and hit the field running. Let's go! Yeah! 3, 2, 1, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Ready for action.
Let's go!
As Lance mentioned, looking for their 3rd national championship in 4 years. Just had that loss last year against Vassar, 24-5, as they were runners-up in the competition. But on the other side, it's Coast Guard. Again, 25th anniversary for this club. No national championships yet. They had the CRC Sevens national championships earlier this year. They are a stacked squad that just took down the number 1 seed, Lance. Should be a tremendous match between these 2 heavyweights.
Ready, Blue?
And it will be. I expect both teams to start out with an absolute pace, establish themselves early in this match, but it's all going to be determined on who makes the least amount of mistakes.
So here for the Coast Guard, they're able to take this one off the top. Again, yesterday they were able to get the monkey off their backs. It was Vassar College. They'd lost 8 out of the last 9, 4 in a row, but they got the job done yesterday in a huge 29-24 victory over their yearly foes. Here to start this one off, a couple of pick and goes. Looking to set the tone. Still out to the left-hand side through Woolham. A little bit of space out there, but the Blue Golds cover nicely. Liv George, the hooker, getting out there into the action on the wings already on defense. So, Lance, one of the things we saw out of Coast Guard yesterday was they kept that ball away from Vassar College as much as they possibly could. Didn't make many mistakes. Ball retention was their biggest attribute yesterday.
And when they found time to go around the edge and get around the corner, they found success. But starvation of the ball yesterday was key. Possession of the ball was key. But against this Wisconsin Eau Claire side, they get the ball. They are so dangerous. So who knows how that'll turn out as this game progresses.
So advantage being played here was Margaret Benke here on the near side, the winger. Was able to rope down the attacker there, but a bit too high, says our referee. So they'll get sent back 10 for our first penalty of the match.
Marcus here.
Decision
Usually
time
early
there. It'll
on in
be
matches,
Gabriela Kraus-Rivera with the kick out into touch.
usually early on in matches, the referee wants to establish a safe game, minimize foul play. They usually blow up high tackles at the beginning of the match. He must have seen the advantage and wanted to give Coast Guard an opportunity to make the most of their chances. We're going to see an open game. The referee's definitely going to coordinate in a way to let the game flow.
Anytime you're getting a big open advantage, really allows things to flow. You'd rather see them get it done the hard way instead. And there's another advantage being played here after the tap forward. So Coast Guard with the knock on. Scrum advantage for the Blue Gold as they take their first stab at the offensive end. Cornell runs the show, gets it all the way out to the wing now through the hands to Kane. But Kane knocks it on. Maggie Kane had 4 tries in the 2 quarterfinal, semifinal matches, but nothing yesterday. She's one to watch for on the outside, number 14.
And there's danger all over the field for this side. It's really going to, like I said, come down to who keeps the game manageable and minimize their mistakes. There's going to be some long breaks, some heavy hits, and some flying around, but it's determined on who can stay fit throughout the full 80 and keep those knock-ons and unforced errors to a minimum. Early knock-on, you see.
Big shove from the Blue Gold. Scraping this one out the back. The Bears on the charge. Looping run from the fullback. Getting into it. And that was Soka. An advantage being played here. Offsides of the call, so 2 quick penalties against Wisconsin Eau Claire.
Yeah, and the last thing you need is the referee blowing his whistle for offsides, foul play, anything to slow the flow of the game. Eau Claire needs to find their discipline, and really soon.
Rowan picks up a good 12 meters there after the quick tap. And they'll keep it in tight with another pod. Royal charges forward, and the Bears really starting to click on all cylinders now in the offensive end. There's space on the outside. Through the hands they go from Doyle.
No hands,
Contact, that's Mendez. Jasmine Mendez had a try yesterday as well. Big tackle as Royal takes it into contact. Strong one there from Lexi Fisher, who stepped up into that number 3 spot. There's Liv George. Had 4 tries yesterday. Back-to-back tackles here today on the defensive end. Kraus Rivera pulls it out the back and gets the Bears marching on yet again. This time the penalty will go against the Coast Guard, not releasing the call, and the quick tap coming here from the Blue Golds. Caitlin Geiger had a try yesterday as well, number 8. Off the quick tap and now off to the right-hand side. Wisconsin Eau Claire looking for space. Danae steps into that number 5 spot. One of the subs. And a penalty's given. They were a bit too stranded and Moore had no support. Another quick tap as we keep this high pace. Here comes Caitlin Boggs. Great facilitator. Probably had more meters gained yesterday than anybody on the team. Strong tackle though sends Royal back to the deck again. But Lance, as we go through this, the steady pace, this is what Coast Guard wants. Anything to keep the ball away from the Blue Golds, because once they start distributing, good things happen for them on that side.
Yeah, they can play with enough space to challenge anyone on this pitch. Wide, full field, so much room for Eau Claire to really find space. And Coast Guard just keeping the ball. This is what they've been known to do.
Different story here on the national championship level, though, and they are getting it done just like they did yesterday. Again, Vassar, if you're just joining us or not familiar with them, the pick-and-go Kings and just march their way down the field. But finally, the Coast Guard had a strategy ready. They had probably at least, 10 poaches yesterday. Tremendous on the defensive end, so it'll be fun to see what they can do once they have their backs to the goal line. All the way out, over to Mendez. Keeps things moving. But again, Blue Golds holding firm here. Still not fully threatening, but now they're knocking on the door of the 22 through Hazel Smith. The junior takes it through, and now back to Rowan. High tackle. Second of the match. Third penalty possibly coming here. Just wasn't coming out quick enough. So they'll get sent back 10, Lance. Another quick tap, though. Gets Boggs going again, and she's going to try to rumble all the way through. 3 meters out.
No, away. Tackler must roll first.
Trying to get out of there quick enough. Enough for a referee, Finn.
Short. Away,
surge from Royal. Keeping it in tight, just looking for some space here on the posts. Another crunching tackle sends Murphy to the deck. They'll spin it out wide, look for a little bit of space out there, but nice charging runs. Stifle Soka. Soka again, 2 tries plus a penalty try yesterday, but denied here in the national championship. Blue Golds almost got their hands on it. Skip pass, goes between the legs. Still awry. And that gives the Blue Golds a little bit of space here, but they've gone a good 10, 15 phases. Out to the outside, space opens up around the corner. Hannah Warenke is in, but can she get it down? Try awarded. Coast Guard on the board first.
And well-worked try by Coast Guard. Ball retention was the key for success for them over this weekend. They keep possession of the ball, trusting that their defense will get it back if they do turn over, but it's time to move it wide. And that slowdown right there allows the corner to be had. And when she got tackled into the try zone, I wasn't sure she was going to put it down. But that second effort as she finished falling to the floor was able to put the ball clean onto the ground. Clear ground and clear 5. Coast Guard are rolling. and just like yesterday, keeping possession for so much of this early part of this match.
Two different players with their hands on the ball. So often we see them going for it, trying to touch it down. Ball gets jarred loose, but she kept two hands firmly in control. Be able to get through the two defenders trying to knock it out of there. First try is on the board, conversion no good, but Coast Guard strike first.
And strike strong. And Eau Claire has so much to be proud of. The way that they held their ground on the goal line. If you force a team to move from each side of the field, left to right, 5 meter to 5 meter in order to get the ball into the try zone, it means your defense is very resourced in the middle. But unfortunately, the space was available for Coast Guard. And that 5 early in this matchup is a really strong moment for them. But can they continue it?
Kick does not go the required 10. Again, for Ranky, the 5'6" senior mechanical engineering major out of Lincoln, Nebraska, made her way here to the Coast Guard. And again, they have been knocking on the door in years past. A perennial powerhouse have been the Bears, but now they've got to take on Wisconsin Eau Claire, who is no slouch themselves. Again, winners of 2 of the last 3 in a row in the national championship. They're very comfortable here. They've got the intensity. But Lance, when we looked at this match before we saw them lining up for the national anthem, the intensity was so palpable from both these squads. They know what's on the line.
Yeah, this is a moment for a lot of these teams, seniors all around. Those who even aren't seniors know that they might not get another shot. And you can see the all-out energy after forcing that knock on. Hands clapping, everyone's prepared to play stout defense, but also showcase and show up. This is a great moment for both colleges.
Same issue there. You guys are driving forward, but then we go up, okay? If we're going to drive them back, we need to make sure that we stay low.
Okay.
We saw that battle on the outside again. Margaret Banky, number 11, taking on Hannah Warenke. And Banky was able to drop her down that time. Got an arm on the ball, jarred it loose, and caused the turnover here for Wisconsin Eau Claire. Exactly what they need, as we really have not seen any sustained offensive phases here so far from the Blue Gold. Through Cornell, spread wide across the field. Out there to Bauer. But again, Lance, second time in a row they've had a possession, and on the first phase, another knock-on.
Yeah, just possession is not at a premium for Eau Claire. Can't keep their hands on the ball. And these kind of mistakes here seems to be just early game jitters. Who knows how this will turn out as the game goes on. No clear 2 hands on the ball when passing it. Able to gather, but unfortunately the pass itself was an issue. You got to find a way to secure a clean pass, play complementary rugby.
Bind! Set!
Dan Finn, our referee, barks out the orders, and we are back underway. Blue Golds again continue to push, but not quite enough to disrupt things at the back of the scrum. Back inside, Soka. So dangerous, plays all over the pitch, moves around from that wing position.
That's okay, she's trapped. No,
strong counter ruck from Caitlin Moore.
Good.
Told eventually to stop those. They're trying to get that ball out of there. A couple times now we've seen that ball get deep into the ruck, and on the ground is Carly Woolham just trying to drag it out of there. Off to the left-hand side they come this time through Mendez. Offload before the tackle. Back and forth they go. Nice pace. Just trying to inch their way down the pitch here. Back to the right again. Offload to the back line. Out there to Kraus Rivera. Steps into contact, but still just around that 10-meter mark. Now space opening up on the right-hand side. Into contact goes Madison Murphy. Leaves this one out. Scooped up by Mitrick. But again, marching their way down the pitch are the Coast Guard. Fontana, the sophomore electrical engineering major, keeps the march alive. Over 15 phases now for the Coast Guard. And in total, and that's just in this possession, in total, Eau Claire with only 2. They've got to work hard here on the defensive end. Space opening up on the outside. That was Soka.
No, you're off feet 8.
got themselves into position inside the 22-meter line. Hard charging run, Marabella Rowan. One of the better forwards at breaking that line other than Boggs. Here's Royal, always willing to give it a go. Now some space here. Let's see what Mitrick has to do. Out there to King, all the way here to the near side. Kraus Rivera. Out to the wing. Here comes Soka. Gets dropped, but back up. Here goes through Warenke. Again, the wingers all over the edges. Back and forth they come. Now they'll straighten things up. Into Molly Garrett. But Lance, we're, 20 phases deep into this. Impressive stuff from the Coast Guard.
Successful rugby, especially offensively, depends on keeping your hands on the ball and finding a way to retain possession. Coast Guard has figured that out in bunches, and they're finding successes. They have space on the edge here.
Just taking defenders one after the other and finding more space on the left, but eventually door slams shut and they've got to regroup again. Big time collision. That was Caitlin Moore coming in and jarring Rowan loose.
Captain.
But possibly high.
That was not ideal. Okay, let's please lower the tackles. All right, just a penalty. Yep.
Two pods. Two pods.
All right. Time is on.
So you see there just a bit high. So they'll take the penalty. Back 10 go the blue goal, but Royal into contact. Now 12 meters out. For space through Ruan. Out
Wait
there,
14.
Mendez. Jazz Mendez, the junior, has been tremendous for this squad throughout the year. That outside center position, another big time collision. Blue Gold's giving everything they've got. Did not see this much sustained pressure yesterday against Binghamton. 59-7. Saw the Blue Gold put up 11 tries. Different story here though today. A disciplined squad in the Coast Guard continues to push forward. They probably had the ball 14 of these 16 minutes in this match. Through Ruan. Nice hands out to Mendez. Here goes Soka. But it's taken away. Blue Gold's got their hands on it. Finally, out of all those phases, found somebody stranded, and now they're back on the charge. Maggie Kane, the one taking that steal away.
It's a tackle now.
Again, this is a Blue Gold squad. Lost in the national championship last year. Lost 7 to 8 seniors and really had to regroup. Players playing new positions. A couple players from the B team, their 9-10 combination, have had to move their way up. They do a good job kicking it away, flipping the field, but the Coast Guard are able to bring this one back to the other side and keep the attack moving. And I know, Lance, in that situation, you want to leave a little bit of pressure there, but with so much ball retention here, you agree with that call to kind of kick it away, or should they have messed around with it a couple more phases maybe?
I think the idea to kick was perfect, just the execution, but we have a breakaway here.
Still more hard running coming. That's Caitlin Boggs. Didn't score any yesterday, but she had 4 tries in the 2 matches before on this championship run. Montana takes it in a bit closer. Back to the forward pack again. Garrett, not quite at full pace there, but she's able to push her way forward. Keep the pile moving. Now, Kraus Rivera, inside run. Takes multiple 3 players to bring her down as she gets them 6 meters away. Now a quick take off the back from Mitrick. Through the hands, there's Warenke. Bit clustered here. Royal searching for an opening. Nothing yet. Now they'll flip it back around. There's another pod. Rowan gets it out to Doyle. Through the hands they come, through Boggs. Boggs to Mendez. Looking for the return pass. Gets it, steps through, dives over for the try. Number 2 for the Coast Guard.
And when you need a moment for someone to step up, it seems like Caitlin Boggs is the one who steps up every time for this Coast Guard team. Eau Claire finally get an opportunity with ball in hand, choosing to kick, playing the tactical game, but Coast Guard ever relentless, never giving up the ball unless you make an opportunistic defensive play, and they found their space around the edge. Loop by Caitlin and the left foot step, pushing defender through and pass, and that try right there was well worked as a team. Keeping possession, grinding from one end side of the field to the other, 15-meter channel to 15-meter channel, and they have so much to be proud of here. And Eau Claire has to find a way to sustain offense. Kicking the ball away tactically is a good thought when you're inside of your own 22 or around it. But with a Coast Guard team that's just going to keep possession, keep grinding, keep going, building up the phases, you either got to stay very disciplined defensively or make the most of your minimal offensive opportunities. And it's leading to Coast Guard having a very advantageous score line and more opportunities to go forward, more confidence as this match continues.
Yeah, it's the little things for Eau Claire. Again, after that first try, the kick didn't go 10, so back to midfield with the scrum as we see this try one last time. Mendez with the offload to Boggs. Again, Boggs, the All-American out of St. Augustine, Florida, has been tremendous throughout her career here with the Coast Guard. Hope bright things in her future and hopefully a national championship after the effort she's put on here. Restart kick collected by the Coast Guard. Flirting with that 22, so pinned in deeper than they have been throughout this match. Let's see if they look for an exit strategy here, just continue to with what's working the first 20 minutes. Pick and goes, moving it around, mistake-free rugby. Royal keeps it in tight. As they slow the pace here. More than happy to keep possession. Again, yesterday, 59 points up on the board for Wisconsin-Eau Claire. Madison Cornell, their number 10, was kicking it all over the pitch, taking it flat-footed and then delivering. But this time they have had to work hard on the defensive end. And again, a bit of a change really for Coast Guard yesterday. They did well to keep it from Vassar because they know Vassar can get into those phases. But they did an excellent job yesterday and using the same formula here today. They'll have to dig this one out the back through Carly Woolham. Go weak, not a lot of space out there through Mitrick to Mendez, but Mendez finds a hole and makes one herself. Forces her way through, up over the 10-meter line. Lance, right now we're seeing the Blue Golds getting a little bit of the air taken out of their sails, but this will inflate them right back up. Penalty to the Blue Gold.
And when the opportunity presents itself, the defense stands up again for Wisconsin. Eau Claire kicking in the touch here sets us up for one of our early lineouts. And this attacking platform right here is what Eau Claire has found so much success with over the course of their dynasty, so to speak. Great attacking platform, but the question is, can they keep ball retention? Coast Guard has always found a way to get the ball back. You're isolated as a ball carrier, they'll steal it. This is going to be a great setup to show how the rest of this match is.
Olivia George up to Caitlin Moore. And a quick step then there from Unti. Marches forward past the gain line.
Slow ball.
Very slow ball out the back as Coast Guard tries to get out of there. Here to the near side, Noel. Out to Bauer. Pounds through a couple, but then dishes it out to Benke. Able to keep things moving with the back line. And again, their most threatening position of the match here. There to Cornell, dishes it off to the right-hand side. That's Caitlin Geiger. And now Cornell out to the backs through Bloomquist. Door slammed shut. Marley King, the sophomore, comes in and lays the boom. And another big tackle behind the gain line again. Hazel Mitrick. Excuse me, that was Saka with the tackle. Here come the Blue Gold over that gain line. Caitlin Moore, the 5'11 junior, strolls forward. And Dexheimer, one of the captains of this squad, the grad student, leads from the front and pushes him near the 22. Now out the back through Noel. Here's George, loves to get out on the edges and the wings. Scored 4 tries, did yesterday, did the number 2 hooker. Keeping in tight, Geiger angles that run back towards the ruck. Now to Unti. Better sustained pressure here, but the Coast Guard got their hands on it and steal it away. Penalty given, Hazel Mitrick with the poach.
And the split seconds are what decide a championship caliber team. Rarely isolated is Wisconsin Eau Claire, but all it took was that little bit of space, and on the ball, 2 hands, clear positioning, and the referee has to give that not releasing penalty. Just a great bit of defense, continuous defense for Coast Guard.
I mean, that was textbook how to poach the ball. They had a tackler assist helping to pull her down, push her down, and then had the jackal right there on top. Again, if you missed the match yesterday, Coast Guard took it away from Vassar College 10, 15 plus times, just time and time again. Were able to keep possession or able to steal it away with those poaches, and they're able to do it here in the national championship as well against Wisconsin Eau Claire. Now out the back, through to Mendez. Turns on the jet, splits the defenders, tries to leave this one out to the outside, but it's picked off. Blue Gold back in possession through Dene. With a nice fake, strolls down the sideline, over the 22 with 1 to beat. Stood up there by Kraus Rivera. A great run there from Dene. Now they're looking for something. No runners ready to come up and take this one. Finally, now it's Noel. Around the corner, slung down. Benke there in support. Coast Guard a little slow on the counter-ruck. Might have had something on there. Now Dexheimer. 12 meters out for the Blue Gold. Barely any offense to speak of in the first 20 minutes, but a try here would turn the tide for sure. Good job getting out of there quick. As now George lowers the boom.
No.
Gets another few meters. And Dexheimer will do the same. The exercise physiology major works her way in, 5 meters out for Wisconsin Eau Claire. Now through Cornell, all the way to the outside. Good hands, and that defensive line has come up and held firm yet again. Kraus Rivera all over the ball time and time again. Space on the far side. They'll take a crack at it with Caitlin Moore. Dishes it off to Dene. Had that big time breakaway just a few minutes ago to get them here in position, but they need something to be able to push through. Try to find something on the outside. Out again to Noel. There's space here. Liv George into contact. 2 meters out. I love that combination, having the hooker out there next to the winger. George brings the power. You got Benke on the outside looking for the finish, but still 2 meters out. What an incredible defensive stand already from the Coast Guard. Back out to the right-hand side again come the Blue Gold. Into contact, Bauer dishes it off. Mackie Kane lowers the boom and brings home try number 1 for Wisconsin Eau Claire.
The Cottage Grove native in perfect position. The communication was clear, and the way that Wisconsin Eau Claire worked the ball from sideline to sideline. We're denied over here, we'll go the other way. We're denied over here, we'll go the other way. They moved the ball from sideline to sideline at least 3 times in order to give themselves an opportunity around the edge. And when the space was there, it was there. This carry right here, Bauer, and the shoulder to get in. Kane is able to get 5 for Wisconsin Eau Claire. Great bit of play from this side.
Great work to, as you mentioned, be able to keep that ball free, to dish it off at the last second
30 seconds.
With the right hand, take the contact with the left side, able to dish it off there. Great work, and the conversion is good as well. So Wisconsin Blue Gold lands 20 minutes of hardly any offense at all, now down by 3 in the national championship.
Yeah, and the converted tries are going to be key for both of these teams. Those 2 points add up so much, especially as you get closer to the 60-minute mark. start thinking about all those extra points you could have left on the board, but not Wisconsin Eau Claire. And the leg drive that stayed upright and to get the offload away one-handed, great play from Wisconsin Eau Claire. And they put themselves in a great position. From what we've seen in the first 10 minutes of the match, was only one team having the ball. Now it's a game, and Wisconsin has some confidence.
28 minutes gone by here in the first half of action of this D2 semifinal matchup. Tim Wilkes and Lance Kavanaugh taking you through all the action here on this Next Level Rugby broadcast production. Nice work to Liv George here on the near side. Causing all sorts of danger, but that final pass just couldn't hit its target. Blue Gold were able to scoop it back up through Margaret Benke. Some ferocious tackles coming in there, but Wisconsin Eau Claire retained possession. Again, Cornell, the distributor, in that number 10 spot. We'll see her use the boot from time to time as well. Not a lot of wind here. Just a nice 60-degree winter day here in Houston, Texas. We thank you so much for joining us here on NCR TV. Dangerous pass there from Bauer, flirting with an interception there. But again, the ladies in blue are able to retain possession with about 10 minutes left to go in the first half. Knock-on advantage being played. And they're going to need it there. And we'll bring it back for the original knock-on from the Coast Guard.
So much action. You got to take a breath. Both teams able to now settle just a bit. Got a little break after that try, but here, 10 minutes left in the half. Great time to get points on the board before halftime. And also a good moment right here for Wisconsin Eau Claire to make the decision. Do they want to go kick and play tactical? Do they want to pull things that they've worked on in the practice field? This is an attacking platform with so many different dimensions. Let's see what they choose.
Put in here from Brianna Maurer, the junior out of Ellsworth, Wisconsin, gets the Blue Golds up and running again. Here to the near side, through the hands. This Coast Guard defense has been stout. Noel gets the return pass. Back in. This is what they need for Wisconsin Blue Gold. Derek Wagner, Rachel Lang, the coaches for this squad, perennial powerhouse. They've weathered the storm the first 20 minutes from the Coast Guard, and now they've just got to keep playing ball in hand much better here in the last 10 minutes. Spin this one to Bloomquist. Out to Bauer. Good hands all the way to the outside to Kane. Back to Bauer. Now really starting to get synced up here are the Blue Gold as they look to push forward towards that midfield stripe. Spin it out. Low pass. Great hands there to scoop that one up and keep the drive going. Space here on the near side. George with another tackle pass there to Benke. They're moving it around into Noel. Much better, though, from Wisconsin Eau Claire. Sustained possession here. Out to the backs. They'll go back and forth. It doesn't matter. Dexheimer into contact. Possible Blue Gold player down here. Will play on, though, as it goes to the opposite side of the pitch. Advantage being played here as the knock on there for the Blue Gold. Unfortunate stuff, but good defensive stand there for the Coast Guard. They needed it here as we creep towards the halftime.
And strong teams lean on their strengths. Coast Guard's defense has been a strength for them throughout the year and a strength throughout this weekend. Able to hold strong defensively when Eau Claire had great continuity going around that near side, looping around, players getting offloads away, but they still settled in, able to hold strong, and a mistake was given from Eau Claire. Now Coast Guard with a good opportunity here to keep possession for the rest of the half, knowing how they play.
Well, we've seen the defensive stands from Coast Guard yesterday. It's a whole different animal from Wisconsin Eau Claire, though, as they are whipping it on all sides, all corners of the pitch. But so far, Coast Guard have held firm, up by 3 in the national championship. Out into touch there. That's Hazel Mitrick, that's Marenke onto the touchline. Turnover back to the Blue Gold, looking to strike and possibly take the lead.
And what an opportunity to strike. Coast Guard with a chance, unfortunately couldn't keep it in play.
Good jump to go after it, but it's collected in the back. Maurer holds off on the pass and eventually gets it out there to Cornell. Rutson, one of the substitutions from yesterday, into the action. They'll look for some space on the far corner of the pitch. Nice step in there from Maggie Kane, the try scorer. Bauer with it, but tiptoeing alongside that white line, just couldn't stay out. Another line out, turnover, back to the Coast Guard.
Blue. 13 blue.
Substitutions.
It's going to be
offside.
Okay.
It's going to be Brianna Bauer there that looks to possibly be getting subbed out here.
Time is on. Guys, close the gap.
Bit of
Here.
a collision there, Lance.
Yeah, I think something's wrong with her right hand. She was kind of nursing it going into that contact area. And I think that continues. As you can even see how she reached to the sideline with it. It's unfortunate for Eau Claire.
Bauer with the try yesterday, but Liv George will look to step it up. She had 4 all the way to the outside that come through Banky. Banky around the corner over the 22-meter line, but a big-time tackle by her opposite 11, Avery Soka. More than game to make the tackle. And
Good turnover.
slows it back down here. And it's stolen away. Coast Guard back in possession. About 5 minutes before the halftime whistle.
No, away.
Hang on to it. Caitlin Moore, excuse me, that's Garrett into contact as they take their time with it. Allison, now Royal gives it a charge. Able to push their way forward each and every time, though. A little page out of Vassar's playbook from yesterday.
Away, blue.
They've made a good 7-8 meters here in the last few phases. Again, Carly Woolham digs this one out the back through Rowan. Here's the captain Boggs.
Tackler.
Leading
Not
from the
rolling.
front
You're
again,
going to.
and eventually a penalty awarded, not rolling away the call from Wisconsin Eau Claire. There's the quick tap, and it's Rowan into contact.
Good turnover.
Now 25 meters away. They got their hands on it, though, and earned themselves a penalty. Big-time steal from Kaylin Geiger. So Geiger with the quick tap there. She'll just look to lower the boom, deliver some more punishment. It's been all Eau Claire the last probably 12 minutes or so. They finally getting the offense cranking. Another pick and go. Down to contact. They got their hands on it, but contact was already
No.
there, and they said they off their feet and lost that one. Rowan dinged for the penalty. Ooh, possible double tap there. Dexheimer's able to pick it up, though, and charge forward. 1 meter away. Here in this national championship on the D2 side. Big time hit. Caitlin Moore gets denied. Now sent backwards 7 meters away from the try line. The Coast Guard Bears living up to their name as they are guarding this goal line with everything they've got. Now the spin out to the right-hand side through Cornell. Out there to Bloomquist. Cannot find any bit of a little window to step through. They're going to keep things, nope, back to the left. Unti can't get in there either. Strong tackle disrupts the pass. And Geiger just has to resort to dragging players with her.
No, thank you.
Ball's out here now to Cornell. Good work to Noel. Pass to George, and George is in. Olivia George, the junior, gets try number 2 and takes the lead for Wisconsin Eau Claire.
And she just continues to show up opportunistically. And you said earlier they combine her with that winger on the side, and that is just power on the edge. Absolute amazing bit of play from Eau Claire to get the steal after a penalty opportunity.
Good, thank you.
It was called a penalty from giving the Coast Guard, able to get the steal later, battle all the way down to the goal line. And these offloads with multiple defenders around has been absolutely raining positivity for this Eau Claire side. They found a way to continue to bring defenders around the ball and ship it away. And this time, the name we've called multiple times throughout this weekend, Olivia George, shows up. The Wisconsin native doing what she can to put her team ahead in this national championship match.
We talked about it earlier, what Coach Derek Wagner and Rachel Lang had to do to be able to rebuild this squad after the national championship loss last year, lost 7 or 8 different seniors, and one of the players that they had to bring in, the transfer from Wisconsin, UW Lacrosse, and is that lady right there, Olivia George. She has been tremendous for them this season, and right now it's Wisconsin Eau Claire on top by 2 with a minute to play in the national championship. So after that, 12 unanswered points. If you're Coast Guard here, Lance, licking the wounds a little bit, but how do you get those engines cranking again?
Well, we know that their defense is such a strength. They just have to find a way to not turn the ball over on their half of the field and give such a confident, strong side like Eau Claire the ball with such small distance to go for tries. And as I say that, Eau Claire knocks the ball on, giving Coast Guard an opportunity less than a minute in this half. And we know the Coast Guard can retain possession for multiple phases. Can they build those phases and find their way to add points and take this lead away from Eau Claire, recently gained right before halftime?
You can either be there or behind the back. Coach! Bind!
So a huge scrum here in the national championship. Coast Guard. 2 unanswered tries here from Wisconsin Eau Claire, and out the back here, the ever-dangerous Caitlin Boggs spins it. Beautiful pass. She can whip it anywhere she wants to on the pitch. And now it's Mitrick. Just has to throw players to the wayside as she inches her way forward. 10 meters out now.
Blue, away!
Eau Claire doing their best to get hands on the ball, but that ruck's already formed. They've got to stay off. There's a burst through. Marabella Rowan in for the try as the Coast Guard take the lead.
And what might be the most unfortunate turn of events for Wisconsin Eau Claire, pulling momentum completely, scoring 12 unanswered, but could not keep the lead going in the half, giving Coast Guard open field and open space, and just a kick and boost to push through that line. Marabella slides in for the try, celebrates, as she knows she's just put her team ahead right before halftime. What a momentous moment for Coast Guard, and a great moment of confidence for this team.
As we await the conversion, Marabella Rowan, the Needville, Texas native, getting it done here. The senior, talked about how dangerous she can be, but you said it, Lance, turned on the jets when she needed it, got right past Dexheimer's outstretched arm, and the conversion is good as well, up and through for Kraus Rivera. And just like that, the game has flipped yet again. Another lead change as it's Coast Guard on top 17-12. Tremendous first half.
I mean, I could hear that somebody was trying.
We'll send it down to Tyler Deutsch down on the sideline.
Head coach of Coast Guard, Sarah Price here. An electric first half. You guys got off firing, and then you solidified the lead with the 40th minute there. What did you see in the first half that you liked?
I liked how much possession we were maintaining. We were getting good ball movement, moving at speed, and that's really kind of key to our game. So we're going to try and keep that possession going.
Definitely ball retention as well as a highlight on your defense. You guys have done a good job of stopping them in their outside channels. What are you going to tell them to keep that going and that momentum going in the second half?
Yeah, I think just keeping our shifting on defense to make sure we're not letting overloads get happen on the wing, and just keep up the intensity. Defense is simple; it's just a mental game. So keeping the brain working through the whole last 40 minutes.
Awesome, Coach. Thank you so much. Best of luck in the second half. All right, guys, we'll be back more with the D2 National Championship when we get back.
Hello and welcome back to the College Rugby Show. The fall season is upon us. We have a brand new division, now 4 men's divisions, 4 women's divisions. We've had that in 7s. We're going to be coming to you once every other week here in this video podcast form.
I'm excited for a season of telling college rugby's best stories.
We deserve to be here. We're going to keep, representing.
That was, to me, the biggest testament for the future of the game.
Consistency on 3. 1, 2.
In a sport of power and precision, you need a powerful and precise camera. Analyze your game. Build your team. Grow together.
Ready? Up.
Video captures moments. A powerful camera for a powerful sport.
Rugby!
Welcome back to the NCR D2 National Championship Final. Wisconsin-Eau Claire taking on Coast Guard. I'm Tim Wilkes, joined by Lance Kavanaugh. A couple of quick tries there to start things off for the Coast Guard. Wisconsin-Eau Claire came back, but in the end, it's Coast Guard up by 5, Lance.
And when you look at the score line, the team that should be in the lead probably is. I think Coast Guard defensively has been really strong. They've been opportunistic. When we started this game, I said the team that makes the least amount of mistakes is going to be the team that walks away with this D2 championship. Knock on, after scoring a try, gives Coast Guard another opportunity in short time. And Coast Guard able to take the lead with no time left in the half. This Wisconsin-Eau Claire side is so strong, so determined. I'm looking forward to what we'll see as this second half progresses. Will Coast Guard defense stay as strong as they have been? Will Eau Claire explosive offense be able to find a way to add points? There's so many mysteries, and I'm very excited for this next 40 minutes.
See the final try of the second half there, and we'll throw it down to Tyler Doige with another coach.
Wisconsin-Eau Claire head coach Derek Wagner here. Obviously, you are no stranger to the intensity of a final match. Tell me what your mindset was coming into this game today.
Yeah, coming in today, I think it's just like continue to play like us. I mean, we've gotten here this far by playing like us and just continuing to do that. Possess the ball well, play good defense, kick well, things like that.
And obviously you guys did a really good job clawing back a few tries, but you just lost in the 40th minute of the first half. What did you tell your girls to keep that momentum going for the second half?
I think it's all about intensity and keeping possession at the end of the day. It's like continue to go side to side, edge to edge like we have been, and see what happens from there. But Coast Guard's a really great team. We just got to defend well and make sure we don't knock it out. But yeah.
Well, the people at home are on the edge of their seats. Good to see you again, Coach, and best of luck. Back up to you guys.
Thank you so much, Tyler. Good words there from the head coach, Wisconsin Eau Claire, and it has been the mistakes. Lance, you mentioned it just a couple minutes ago. It's the knock-ons that we saw early that really disabled them from getting any offensive potential in the first 20 minutes to the 2 knock-ons after the kicks on the restarts. Not the way you want to start for Wisconsin Eau Claire.
It's not, and the coach laid it out perfectly. Ball retention is so important, especially against Coast Guard. He understands the mission, but can the ladies do what's necessary to achieve the mission and win this national championship? 40 minutes to go.
Final words from our referee, Dan Finn. Just making sure things are nice and straight in there. Last one right out the channel that it came in. Carly Woolham, the 5'5" sophomore cyber systems major, puts this one back in for the Coast Guard. Usually we'd seen Boggs there, but they got a little discombobulated, miscommunication. Boggs didn't scoop it up, and it's knocked on by Woolham.
And we're settled so far into this match now that the jitters are just on a completely different level. You got to find a way to stay composed, keep your head. Those small mistakes cost you big as this game goes on.
The tired legs playing 2 games in 2 days starting to creep on. Coast Guard, no subs at all from any changes from yesterday. So far, still no subs. We saw 4 changes from Wisconsin Eau Claire after a couple injuries. Now they'll swing this one out to the left-hand side into the hands of Maggie Kane, the try scorer. Had that first one for the Blue Gold. It's what we've seen in the first half, just whipping it back and forth across the pitch. Big time collision, jars that one loose, but it lands right in the hands of Cornell. So they keep things going. Great defense. I think that's Madison Murphy that came in, lowered the boom, back-to-back tackles there to stifle the attack. Now, Geiger, the sophomore, takes this one in. She was one of the players last year that had to switch. She was playing lock. This time switched it up, and now the quick tap here from Boggs after the penalty. Coast Guard on the charge, 10 meters out. Boggs finally denied, flips it out. Doyle gets it out to Saka, and she dots it down 3 yesterday. First of the day here for Saka.
And as we said before, the mistakes are really what matters. Coast Guard getting the steal inside of the 22, able to retain possession and force a penalty. And that is an absolute killer of momentum. Saka able to get the ball at the end of Coast Guard's work, finding that edge. And what can I say? Wingers finish. You got to ask, what is a winger's job? A winger's job is to take all of the greatness that the defensive effort and the forwards put in and find a way to make it points, and Saka does that. After the turnover, all they had to do is get the ball out to the speed, and she pinned her ears back and with determination goes right in to score it. Coast Guard, 2 back-to-back tries, able to take the lead back at halftime and now extending that lead. It's a great moment early in the second half. And you see the excitement from teammates and everyone around. They are all focused and locked in. This could be Coast Guard's moment.
So Avery Saka again yesterday, 2 tries and a penalty try. So you said wingers got to finish, and she has done that in abundance this weekend. 22-12. Now the score for Coast Guard, scoring on either side of the half with those detrimental knock-ons from Wisconsin Eau Claire. Gets set up. Madison Cornell, the junior, punts this one down, scooped up by the Coast Guard as they look to charge yet again. There's the previous try scorer, Maribella Ruan, who again from Needville, Texas, about a 45-minute drive southwest of Houston. So she's for sure got family and friends here. Great to see her get that try just before the halftime whistle. Now she continues to lead the charge here with her squad. Another pickup off to the right-hand side. Fontana, the sophomore from Arlington, Virginia, moves over the midfield stripe, but now they're looking for space here on the near side. All the way out they come. Here is Mendez with the pass to the outside. Just not enough space for Saka to find a gap that time, driven out into touch.
And the try scorer had line break on her mind there again, but able to shut the door, says Wisconsin. And these touch lines have been a point of constraint for me. You got to find a way as a winger to stay in bounds. You got to treat the sideline as lava, as we used to play as a kid. The floor is lava. Anything outside of touch is lava. But the pass itself let her set up and get hit big.
Tough squad here from Coast Guard, up by 10 with 5 minutes into the second half of action. Brianna Maurer whips that one out, but it's knocked on, coughed up there from Maggie Kane into the arms of Mitrick. Looking for space on the outside. Back, says our AR. Team of three working together nicely. We'll keep it inside. Here's Rowan again. Breaks the line. No more advantage after the knock on earlier. This one flung to the outside, but it is lost. Finally scooped up here by Mendez. Now to Saka, who just had that try. And they'll slow this up a bit. As we saw in the first half, they had a good 19 of the 20 minutes. First 20 minutes of action was in their possession, but this time, an unlikely mistake. Not something we saw too much in the first half, but they cough it up here. Scrum to Eau Claire.
And these are the moments that are championship gut check moments. You got to find a way to work the ball and fall back to your structure. Eau Claire has to find a way to solidify what it is that they've been doing for not only this season, but the previous seasons, to get some forward momentum and get some points back on the board. They have a lot of work to do.
Keep an eye again on Madison Cornell. We haven't seen her, number 10 for Wisconsin Eau Claire, use that boot at all today. She started to really get it working in the second half yesterday. We'll see if that is an option they try to take later. Another reset.
Crouch! Bind!
Maurer with the put in.
Set!
Again, Eau Claire still with the edge in the scrums. A little bit of a shove forward. Nice and easy secured possession there. Bloomquist out to the left-hand side. Fullback Noel steps into action. Kane just takes this one, eats the contact. Keeps things moving for Wisconsin Eau Claire. This is what they need, just ball retention. And eventually one of the stars of this squad will pop free. Big time run, full pace there, and a nice charge there from Addison Rutson, the freshman, getting the start here today. Just a substitute yesterday, but slides in. Has been tremendous so far. Here's a nice step. Flirting with that midfield stripe, Wisconsin Eau Claire reset the formation. Didn't quite do so in time. This one hits the feet, the backline player, but they're unable to really reconstitute themselves there. Lost a good 10 meters here after the last couple of phases. Maybe here on the right-hand side. Nice little pass before contact. Split the defense. Both players going straight for the ball there. Collision was made. Hands had to come off. And we start again. Caitlin Moore gets slung down. Again, we saw this great defense from Vassar yesterday, or against Vassar yesterday, from this Coast Guard squad, but it is another animal here in the national championship. Tremendous run from Margaret Benke. Players bouncing off of her as she strolls her way in over that midfield stripe and keeps things going for the blue gold. And there was Maurer. Have to have somebody else come fish it out of there. Out to Geiger, pushes forward and just gets beyond the gain line. Now through the hands they come. Kane, big pass, couldn't quite find its target, and it's scooped up in the end by Cassie Gavel. But Lance, they've had a good 15 plus phases here, have not made much more than 10 meters and actually getting driven back again.
This Coast Guard defense is just up to form right now. They're pressing up, they're shutting the corners, and they're being physical in the ruck.
Oh, that's fine. That was Hazel Mitrick with the big time shove just as the scrum half Maurer was trying to pull that one out of there. Perfectly timed, and another turnover for the Coast Guard. Penalty earned as well, as hands inside that ruck tried to move it forward. Back 10, go Wisconsin Eau Claire.
And again, this Coast Guard defense is creating so many more opportunities for their attacking. The way that they just stole the ball there, Eau Claire had found a way to keep possession rhythmically. They weren't moving up the field that much, but Coast Guard shutting the gate like they normally do.
Almost always see Caitlin Boggs on the quick taps. That time left it there for her partner in crime, Rowan, but just couldn't hang on to it. Off the mitts and hits the deck, and a turnover back to Wisconsin Eau Claire. Both teams making a lot more mistakes here in the second half, Lance. Maybe that difficult matches they had yesterday, a little bit of part to play in this.
Yeah, and there's something to be said about having to go back-to-back days, right? And the second day, after a hard fight in the first day, the second day is the most important match, right? It's the goal. It's where you want to be. It's the opportunity you asked for, and you have to dig deep. You have to find a way. And unless you play games leading up to the season where you're back-to-back, mentally, not even physically is a whole thing, but mentally being able to get back up and find a way to play at your peak, because you have to play your absolute best in these championship moments, and it can be tough, especially for forwards.
You see trainers on the pitch here. Looking at the Wisconsin Eau Claire player, back to her knees, seems to be just about ready for action yet again. Again, we still have one more national champion to be crowned after this match, so stay tuned as we've got Colorado versus Northeastern coming up next. We've already had two champions crowned. Southern Nazarene last night with their big-time victory over Northern Iowa. And Colorado School of Mines get another national championship off their huge win earlier this morning. So the player down appears to be Kaylin Geiger. Again, just a sophomore, but has slid into that number 8 position beautifully this season for him. Let's hear the applause after she's able to get back up to her feet. Training staff exits the field and we'll get back underway. Sloppy first 11 minutes here in the second half of this national championship. Both teams with plenty of bruises, pains, the toughness here just to shake that one off. You look on the other side for Coast Guard. Mendez, number 13, sporting a fresh black eye from yesterday. It has been a pounding here in Houston, Texas. And both these squads with the championship potential, but who's got enough left in the tank? 30 minutes left to play. Put in there for the blue goal. Marr takes it back out, looks for Cornell. Passes a little bit low, but they're able to keep things moving through Gavel. Cornell's going to step up into that scrum half position. And there's a player just injured a second ago. Geiger continues to push and surge forward. Fighting on is what she's doing here. And now they're able to work it out to the left-hand side through the hands of Noel. There's the hooker, George. Always waiting to use that power on the edges. Strong run here is into the meat of this national championship. Both teams have thrown their best punches. Off to the right here. Big tackle. Beautiful form tackle on the outside. That was Avery Saka. not just a try scorer, a tackling machine as well. Take another look there. Cornell keeps it moving. Nice run from Unti. And again, Cornell, a distributor, out to the left-hand side. Space there for Noel this time. Just hangs on to it smartly, as George was there, but not quite close enough. So you see the big-time tackle previously, winger on winger action. So Saka got the better of her that time. Dexheimer tries to lower the boom, this time denied. Great tackle there from Marabella Ruan, who's had an outstanding match. Dexheimer does not get taken down very often so quickly. Bloomquist with it. Great group of phases here as we continue to play on. Wisconsin-Eau Claire marching their way down the pitch just like we saw Coast Guard earlier in the match. Dene gets slung backwards. Strong counter ruck there from Boggs, but she's unable to dislodge it. Geiger again, pushing forward and secures possession. 15 plus phases here, Lance, as Wisconsin-Eau Claire finally starting to get things clicking. Not as many mistakes as we saw in the first half.
Yeah, they're working the ball from left to right, giving the ball to the people that need to have hands on the ball. Distribution has been clean, but we need to see a few more chunk plays as Coast Guard is hungry for the ball, as you can see.
That was Marabella Ruan that saw the ball come out, legally so, said the referee, and then they earned themselves the penalty to fully take it away. Here's the quick tap. They're back on the front foot at the midfield stripe come Coast Guard. And boy, that was a good 4 to 5 minutes of just constant phase after phase action from Wisconsin-Eau Claire. But nobody better than the Coast Guard after eating all those phases yesterday from Vassar. They've still got plenty of defensive prowess to keep things moving. Beautiful pass on the outside. Out to Kraus Rivera. Tries to sling this one in. Well done there to Mendez. Possibly flirting with the forward pass, but now they're able to break free. Marley King takes it the distance, and the Coast Guard, another try.
What we just seen is a microcosm of everything that Coast Guard has shown who they are throughout the course of this season and weekend. Defense holding strong through multiple phases. They held through multiple phases. Presence of mind to get the steal. That dummy at the end and this offload getting tackled. And that pickup right there, we have to give absolute praise to Jasmine Mendez, who has been assisting and setting everything up for this weekend for this Coast Guard team, doing a lot as far as that last pass going in. And the offloader finds a way to get back to the feet and get the ball again to go in to score. Great bit of play from Coast Guard. Defense turned to offense. Offense turns to points. And Coast Guard is showing you exactly who they are today.
Marley King there with the try, the 5'7" sophomore out of Elk Mound, Wisconsin. Conversion no good, but 2 tries here in the second half. Just after they took the lead right before the halftime whistle. Couple of tries here for Coast Guard have them in firm control of this match. A little bit of a water break here, well earned. Not quite the heat you'd expect here in Houston, Texas. Still a bit of a burner here. We've got a player down, so we'll step aside when we return the final 20 minutes or so of this D2 National Championship.
Consistency on 3. 1, 2, 3.
In a sport of power and precision, you need a powerful and precise camera. Analyze your game. Build your team. Grow together.
Ready? Up.
Video captures moments. A powerful camera for a powerful sport.
Rugby!
Hello and welcome back to the College Rugby Show. The fall season is upon us. We have a brand new division, now 4 men's divisions, 4 women's divisions. We've had that in 7s. We're going to be coming to you once every other week here in this video podcast form.
I'm excited for a season of telling college rugby's best stories.
We deserve to be here. We're going to keep, representing.
That was, to me, the biggest testament for the future of the game.
In a sport of power and precision, you need a powerful and precise camera. Analyze your game. Build your team. Grow together.
Ready? Up.
VO captures moments. A powerful camera for a powerful sport.
Rugby!
Hello and welcome back to the College Rugby Show. The fall season is upon us. We have a brand new division, now 4 men's divisions, 4 women's divisions. We've had that in 7s. We're going to be coming to you once every other week here in this video podcast form.
I'm excited for a season of telling college rugby's best stories.
We deserve to be here. We're going to keep, representing.
That was, to me, the biggest testament for the future of the game.
In a sport of power and precision, you need a powerful and precise camera. Analyze your game. Build your team. Grow together.
Ready? Up.
VO captures moments. A powerful camera for a powerful sport.
Rugby!
Welcome back to SaberCat Stadium here in Houston, Texas. Apologize for the bit of a break there. We did have a player injured through that. It was Madison Cornell for Wisconsin Eau Claire hit the deck in one of the leading up to that last try. They have been able to get the brace on her and put her into an ambulance. We are just about ready to restart the match. Got the thumbs up there from Madison Cornell. She's doing good. We see here starting fly half, who has been an integral part of this squad throughout the season, to be off the pitch for the remaining 20 plus minutes of this one. Lance, hate to see that happen. Now both these teams got to reframe their mindset and get back into it.
Yeah, it's the beauty of the game. It's part of the game that we love so much. Or excuse me, not the beauty, the scorn of the game. You know, it's part of it, but she gave it all she could for a national championship. Such a valiant effort. And now as we get back, how does this momentum or the stoppage in play operate within the momentum? We've seen how it affected games yesterday with a long break or a little bit of time dealing with injury. Now, can Eau Claire find the focus they need to claw back, and can Coast Guard continue the dominance that they've shown, scoring a try right before this moment and extending that lead? This right here is going to prove what we're going to see.
Sitting here with 3 unanswered tries from the Coast Guard, but we will step aside here for another few more minutes as an ambulance arrives here back on the pitch. We'll step aside with more action here in the D2 National Championship when we return.
Hello and welcome back to the College Rugby Show. The fall season is upon us. We have a brand new division, now 4 men's divisions, 4 women's divisions. We've had that in 7s. We're going to be coming to you once every other week here in this video podcast form.
I'm excited for a season of telling college rugby's best stories.
We deserve to be here. We're going to keep, representing.
That was, to me, the biggest testament for the future of the game.
Welcome back to Houston, Texas. D2 National Championship on the line. Coast Guard Bears taking on Wisconsin Eau Claire Blue Gold. And it's Coast Guard Bears with 3 unanswered tries since the final minutes of the first half. And they have stepped on the front foot up 27-12, a 15-point lead with about 20 minutes or so left to play. Tim Wilkes alongside Lance Kavanaugh, and Lance has been a tight match so far. Too many mistakes from Eau Claire, and boy, Coast Guard has made them pay each and every time.
Defense is the name of the game, and Coast Guard have guarded their tri-zone with absolute fury, able to keep a powerful offense like Eau Claire, who found a way to run around the field and put up big scores throughout the year, keeping them with a low score on the scoreboard and also minimizing the mistakes is what Coast Guard has done. Eau Claire has the ability and the skill to put points up in bunches. This game is not over. There are multiple players from this Wisconsin Eau Claire side that can do the work to put them back in it, but that has to start now. Minimal time, and after a long break, this is the momentum swing that you beg for. It's going to be a great 20 minutes left.
Brianna Maurer will take over the kicking duties. Into contact come the Coast Guard. Molly Garrett with the first surge here. 24 minutes left to play in this national championship match. We've still got one more to go. Colorado taking on Northeastern when we finish. But they continue to push forward. Faith Morlatch in the match. Number 18 gets her first carry. So a couple substitutions coming in for the Coast Guard. Some fresh legs out there. As again, they made no changes in the starting lineup from yesterday. There's Maribella Rowan. Has the try already today. Houston area native, but playing a tremendous match. Here's Soka. Soka again on the outside. They hit hard. Strong defense as we start back again here for Wisconsin Eau Claire. Alex Hansen into the match, number 16, with the strong tackle. And again, Rowan, the civil engineering major, the senior, on display here in Texas. Big spin move there from Kraus Rivera. Made a few more meters out of nothing. But again, this is the slow attack that we've seen from the Coast Guard. Methodical approach. Mistake-free rugby is the name of the game, and good job from support being right there to secure possession yet again. Through the hands of Mitrick, all the way to the outside. Kraus Rivera over the midfield stripe. A little bit stranded, but they're able to secure it again. Got to be careful. Olivia George, number 2, out there on the wing, always looking for the poach. And here's a big-time run. Victoria Royal, 5'8" junior, carrying some bodies with her. Another strong one from Rowan. But here, if you are the Coast Guard, this is what you want to see. Ball in hand, keep it away from Eau Claire. Another strong run from Jazz Mendez. Over the midfield stripe, Coast Guard continue to march. Through the hands of Boggs. Great distribution there to Rowan, who continues to break the gain line time and time again. Fontana, all the way to the outside. Good cut back in from Saka. Or excuse me, that was Warenke, who had the first try of the match earlier today. Strong work, Molly Garrett. And here we are yet again, deja vu, Lance. A good 15 phases, another 20-plus meters put behind them, and now the space here on the near side. A little bit of space there, but Mitrick is finally corralled. But Lance, tremendous effort as we are well above another 15-plus phases.
Well worked and well rehearsed. They seem to be resourcing the rucks properly, forcing multiple defenders to try to make the tackle. It's only when they go to a point of doing things that's outside of their scope that they have issues. But Coast Guard, again, gaining meters and building phases, taking time off the clock, is all positive for them.
Deliberately pushing the blue player to the ground. No ball, off the ball.
Okay. All right. Captains, come here for a second.
Looks like Jazz Mendez might get dinged
So,
for something here. Not
We have
sure if it's
a
enough for a yellow.
white player pushing the blue player off the ball. It's unnecessary and it's cynical, so we're going to restart with a penalty.
So, was the ball already like placed on our side and she like dove? I was
So,
just trying to understand.
so your player pushed them out of the way when they were off the ball. There was unnecessary.
Okay.
Yep. Guys, we restart with the penalty. Mark here.
Yes, check. Let's go. Let's go, boys.
And I'm listening to the
Something
ref.
maybe. maybe
Yeah,
on
I
that
believe
ruck
it. Yeah, it was around the ruck. Jasmine Mendez pushed a few players who were near the ruck. Maybe not actively a part of it, but she looked like she was getting near and around position. Completely moved some players out of the way.
Guys,
And
close the
unfortunately
gap, please.
unnecessary. Yeah. If you take a look here, pushed a few players into each other as she prepared to go for the ruck, and they
Advantage,
caught a
knock.
penalty on her.
Like maybe she was just getting into a ruck position, but it's a break here. Marabella Rowan yet again starring here in the Lone Star State. Off to the right-hand side, just into the match. Zolvinsky takes it into contact. Now some space, far side of the pitch through Mitrick. There's Mendez, who just got dinged for the penalty, carries a defender with her, but eventually brought to deck. They recycle it, try to keep things out there on the right-hand side, go weak through Kraus Rivera. The junior couldn't find any space either. And now back into Fontana, hard charging run. The Blue Gold more than happy to come up and make the tackle. Strong work from Alex Hansen on the defensive end. Through the hands, here to the near side. Boggs, final dish, couldn't come to hand. Unable to keep it, and eventually there's the knock on. Our team of three
Hold on, if you're gonna give me a
spots
knock,
that
just make
one
sure
from the
it's in the right
sideline.
direction.
Knock
You were-
on
you were
back
signaling
to
back there.
Wisconsin Eau Claire.
Time is off.
Another injury here. One of her just maybe got the wind knocked out of her, but as we approach 18 minutes left to play in this D2 National Championship, Lance, the time starting to tick off here. Not much left for Wisconsin Eau Claire. Need to get back to their feet, down by 15
on.
with 3
We have a scrum,
unanswered
guys.
tries in a row.
Yeah, any amount of time that ticks off the clock is an advantage for
Mark
Coast
here.
Guard. Holding on to the ball, which is one of their strengths, is going to be a play for them that they should continue to operate under. Stingy on defense, absolutely terrorizing around the ruck, able to get the ball back. But Eau Claire has to find a way to speed up the process of getting the line breaks that they've been known to get.
Coach!
This Coast Guard team is fast and can play left to right defensively very well.
Bind!
Haven't exactly
Bind!
seen who the replacement is for Madison Cornell.
Sit!
He's been playing that fly half position. We'll take a look here, possibly, but no, it's stolen away against the head. Scooped up by Boggs. Rumbles weak, dishes it off there to Woolham. And the charge is back on for Coast Guard. Saka comes in, scoops it out, keeps the drive alive. Zolvinsky, 5 meters away. Now they'll set something up through Mitrick to Mendez. Kraus Rivera catches that one a bit flat-footed. Lucky to be able to push her way back up towards the gain line. And it's Rowan again, already with one
blue
try.
out!
Denied by Wisconsin.
Use it!
Got to get a little quicker here. Murphy through the hands. Mendez has Boggs to her left. Just going to recycle this one back. Garrett with the push. 17 minutes left to play. This would be a huge boost for the Coast Guard if they can punch one in.
Is that a knock?
Skip pass. Off the hands. Backwards, though, says the referee. We play on.
Okay.
Double checks with his AR, but things are clean. Mitrick again. Kraus Rivera spins it wide to Ranke, but not a lot of space out there. Scoop it up around the corner again. Mitrick, not a lot happening. Off to Saka, and Saka scores. Great work from the Coast Guard, end to end, and another try to extend the lead.
And just like that, 2 on the board for Saka, able to find a try on the opposite side. Just well worked by this Coast Guard side. And like I said, any time that they spin with ball in hand, slowing it down is absolutely a plus. Able to drag a defender around the corner, and Saka catching the offload, strong presence to keep the leg drive, and just
25.
like that, double touchdown just in case the first one didn't count, and Coast Guard adds 5. A conversion here, just pushing this game out of reach with each second. Amazing bit of play from this military side.
Again, this Coast Guard team, 8 of the last 9 years they had lost to Vassar here in the national championship tournament. They got the monkey off their backs yesterday with the 29-24 win against the Pick and Go Masters out of Vassar College. And here on the national stage in the national championship, they've done it a little bit differently. Relied on that defense though, and now the points starting to pile up for the Coast Guard. 4 unanswered tries in the national championship. And we see the ladies from Vassar College there out here supporting the rest of D2. Special thanks to everybody out here in SaberCat Stadium. Vassar College was able to win the 3rd place match over Binghamton. So a little bit of silverware being brought home. Not exactly what they wanted, but they see their foe from yesterday. Coast Guard Academy continuing to surge. Just not really much going here on the defensive end for Wisconsin-Eau Claire. Not able to really get any poaches away and get some of these errors done themselves. It's only the unforced ones, and they're not coming too quickly here for the Coast Guard. 14 minutes away from a national championship. Zolvinsky cuts her way through. Now through Woolham again. Fontana wrangled down behind Olivia George with the tackle. And Lance, she had 4 tries yesterday. We barely called her name on the offensive end.
Yeah, she got one today, but it was just well worked to get it. It wasn't like the individual moments she had where she was running and streaking down the field, able to put in multiple tries for this Eau Claire side. They found a way to shut down some of the biggest weapons for this Wisconsin-Eau Claire side. It's just a testament to Coast Guard's defense.
So Woolham again, fishes it out of there, hits Mitrick, steps through one, around the fullback, all the way here. Mitrick, Hazel Mitrick in for the try. Another for the Coast Guard.
Oh, what a moving step. She worked that like the highest level you see. Able to keep her composure after the line break, one-on-one with the fullback. And when I say it is time for a highlight, it is time for a highlight. Hazel Matrix going into the matrix, figuring out a way to change the code. That dummy left foot step, leaving multiple defenders wanting.
Yep.
And when it's one-on-one, she gets it done. The tap steps and the left foot cut, and no one's catching her at this point. Able to finish for the Coast Guard. Amazing solo effort, and that's what you want from a 10 on a championship level. Doing it herself, don't need no help, and an amazing 5 points for Coast Guard, extending this lead even further.
Mitrick's first year as the starting fly half, played center throughout most of last season, but boy, has she been a bright star. Kisses to the crowd, take a bow, a tremendous performance there at the center for Hazel Mitrick, the 5'3" junior out of Knoxville, Tennessee. Has her team in firm control of this match. As Wisconsin-Eau Claire, again, Lance, they were up 12-10. We were like, maybe they can get one more try here before halftime and really extend it. But ever since that point, those words left our mouth, it has been all Coast Guard through halftime and here into the second half as well. Big-time collision as they're able to, again, retain possession. White jerseys always around. holding on to each other, making sure that they're right there to be able to secure possession time and time again. Just like that. That time it was the captain, Caitlin Boggs, doing the dirty work in the rucks, securing possession. And really, Lance, I haven't seen many times that that Wisconsin Eau Claire has been able to take it away through poaches. And now a breakaway here. Lulled him to sleep, and now it's Mendez. Only the fullback to beat, sheds that tackle. Chased down from behind, knocked loose, big-time tackle. I think that was coming in from Margaret Banky. Jars it loose, and a turnover ball back to Wisconsin Eau Claire.
And we almost had a Mendez moment ourselves. She has been setting things up, doing dirty work for the backs, finally got a line break herself and able to get through and around the fullback. But the chase from the other side of the field just proving too much, pulling the ball out. It looked like she was looking for the opportunity to pass, but just a little bit too slow on the trigger. But a great break for Coast Guard and even better defense to get the ball back for Wisconsin Eau Claire.
New scrum half in for Wisconsin Eau Claire. And that's Hannah Monson with the first charge of the match. It was Cassie Gavel, number 22. Now into contact. There's the defense coming up behind the gain line. Fresh legs out there with Zolvinsky. She has definitely made her presence felt on the defensive end so far. Through the hands of Noel. All the way to the outside. A little bit of space there for Banky. She's got speed. Pops back up to her feet.
Knocked on.
But knocked it on in the process. Just trying to find. And this is what the Coast Guard team does to you. They've played such good defense that they're just suffocating. And Wisconsin Eau Claire tries to make a star play, but just couldn't get it done. Turnover back to Coast Guard again.
And that's a part about ball possession. When you're starved for possession or you have a 27-point lead to cut into, you might find yourself doing things that's just a little bit more desperate or a little bit more stretch, trying to get that outside edge. Ball, unfortunately, is knocked on and can't be possessed by Wisconsin Eau Claire. Coast Guard defense is just on the show today.
Bind! Set!
Referee Dan Finn calls out the orders. Coast Guard easily securing possession again. Nice little flip of a pass there from Woolham. They're back on the front foot through Hazel Mitrick. We saw the dancing moves as she stepped through the defense on the last one. Not enough space here this time. Kraus Rivera finds a crack in the defense. She's going to take it the distance. Great run. Gabriela Kraus Rivera scores the try for Coast Guard.
And all at once, you can see the relief and release of this Coast Guard side once that line break happened. Kraus Rivera finding the space, going laterally until she knew what gap she can hit. And just like that, able to get and squeeze through. And once she broke the line, there was no one available to make the stop. The sideline for this Coast Guard, hands up, shouting, screaming. The energy is there. They know in less than 10 minutes, they're going to be crowned the queens of D2 rugby here in the U.S. It's a great moment for Coast Guard.
What better time for it? The 25th anniversary of Coast Guard women's rugby, and an exclamation point put on it with a huge victory here in 2025. 7 minutes away, conversion no good, but still a 44-12 lead as the tries really starting to pile up. I think that's 6 unanswered tries, 2 in the last couple of minutes. And this Wisconsin Eau Claire squad that has been knocking on the door time and time again, been here 4 years in a row in the national championships. Big shout out to everything they've done this year on a terrific season. A terrific performance by both of these guys. But as we look at it and look into a little more detail, Lance, who do you see maybe as some of the standout players that we cannot pass up here in this national championship?
Backwards.
I mean, for this Coast Guard side, it seems as there are multiple players who can raise their hand and say they deserve it. I mean, Caitlin Boggs has shown up amazingly. Hazel Matrix, we've seen a little bit of what she can do over this last 5 minutes. Avery Saka, she's scoring 2 tries and able to put on points. Jasmine Mendez, a grinder doing dirty work. I mean, you flip a coin and you'll land on a great choice. It's just so many to choose from. It's just so hard to narrow it down to one right now. But I mean, my money's on Caitlin Boggs. She's done so much throughout, not even this game, but the games before, and just able to be a catalyst for the defense yesterday against Vassar, and today just leading from the front as well.
Advantage knocked in the tackle.
Knocked forward there in the tackle, so advantage being played, but they're able to come back around as Avery Saka there.
No advantage. Get it set. Make sure you stay behind the tunnel before the ball is out.
And I mean, with this scrum, we are now with Coast Guard another opportunity.
Crouch!
For Coast Guard to extend the lead or waste time. It looks like they're just going to be able to sit on the ball for another 5 minutes and be able to finish this matchup strong. And I mean, that's what we're talking about. We mean Caitlin Boggs. Outside of that pass right there, everything before that pass right there was magic. And again, Caitlin with the quick tap, she's one of the best on this field with the quick taps, making the most of those opportunities. And look at the meterage she's gains going against the blue wall. Able to be brought down, and a penalty given to Wisconsin Eau Claire. They were able to show their defense and able to stop. I mean, Tim, there's so many players we can choose from. Is there any that you would say raise their hand for an MVP moment?
Yeah, for me, it's got to be looking a lot like Avery Saka. She had the 2 tries yesterday plus a penalty try, so count that maybe as well as 3 with the hat trick. And then coming into today, 2 more tries has been tremendous and really kind of been that spark. I mean, the defense, if you could give it to the defense, you'd have to. I mean, the performance that they've been able to put out against this squad who put up 59 points yesterday, them to win the national championship is tremendous. Still on the front foot, looking for more, as we are less than 4 minutes away from crowning the Coast Guard Bears as your 2025 national champions. Only fitting that they milk the clock the way that they have done it throughout yesterday, throughout today. Here's some space on the near side. Avery Saka again, looking for the final piece of the puzzle here. Just couldn't quite get it. Tripped up at the 22-meter line, space on the right-hand side. Through the hands from Garrett, but a strong tackle wraps up Fontana. It's Lexi Fisher with the tackle. They just have not been quick enough. One thing I've noticed a little bit, Lance, this Coast Guard squad kind of putting the ball underneath themselves. We haven't seen any of the refs as they go into those rucks really calling for it as they're trying to get their hands on it. But here this weekend, they continue to push. Another strong one there from Avery Saka again. Earned her squad the penalty as she continues to show that line-breaking potential. And it's try number 2 for the hometown hero, Marabella Rowan out of Meadville, Texas. Dots it down for her second.
Another player that raised their hand to say, this is an MVP moment for me. So many players from Coast Guard showing up. That penalty, and so many players were attentive immediately from that penalty. You see Caitlin Boggs running over, but Marabella said, I have it, no help needed. Goes right in and downs it against a multitude of blue. Able to put the ball down and get 5 points. It seems like Coast Guard are just quicker to the ball, quicker to those decisions, and able to push themselves forward and back each other and keep possession. This has been a great showcase over this weekend from this Coast Guard side. So much to be proud of.
Her patented leg kick celebration there. You hear the crowd up in the stands here at SaberCat Stadium. Assuredly some friends and family traveling the 45 minutes to come watch their friend and family play in the national championship. Another one up and good from Gabriela Kraus Rivera extends the lead here for the Coast Guard. Just a minute away now from crowning our third national champion. Here this weekend, we've got one more to go. Colorado taking on Northeastern at the finale of this match. Nice bit of moves there from the scrum half. Woolham carving up the defense still. Zolbinski with the take. Now here's the captain Boggs. The distributor flings it out to the outside. A little discombobulated there. Backwards says the referee as that ball pops around, and it's Boggs back in possession with it again. Almost went for the poach, but could not hang on. We have a player down, center of the pitch. We'll see if they decide to hang over here on the right edge. But time's going to be given there with about 20 seconds left to play. A couple of injuries. It's Liv George on the deck. But she's tough, and she will get back to her feet here. As Lance, we've got only a few seconds left to go, but what an outstanding performance. 12-10 we were sitting, and it's like Wisconsin-Eau Claire, they've got it. They've got everything in their favor, and then boom, 41 points later. What a match.
I mean, it just shows what this Coast Guard side, this Coast Guard Academy side is really about. Able to weather a storm, giving points back and losing the lead that they gave to themselves, and countering by getting the lead back right before halftime, and from there not giving up a single point, continuing the dominance that we've seen from them over the course of this weekend. And I mean, if you go through an entire season, the trials and tribulations, the getting up to go to practice, the cold nights, the early mornings, and you find yourself on the doorstep of a national championship, you have so much to be proud of. And it's the little moments leading up to today that really should be amplified and really give appreciation for. But I mean, look at this Wisconsin side. They have no give up in them, including the winger right here who's trying to get her players up. Hey, we got a job to do still. We still got to work. We still represent ourselves. And Wisconsin-Eau Claire has represented themselves immensely throughout the course of this year and this weekend. So much to be proud of. They are a staple in what is NCR rugby, and I can't wait to see what they do as these years go by. This is their fourth straight trip to this championship game. I have no doubts we'll see them again in the future. But such a great atmosphere created in this weekend, and it seems like the better teams have won, but such a great showcase from all teams involved.
And this is really with their reloading year, as they've only have one player who's a senior or grad student, and that's Kayla Dexheimer. But other than that, the players you've mentioned, Benke, just a sophomore. So this is going to be a perennial powerhouse program continuing in the future for Wisconsin-Eau Claire. But on this day in Houston, Texas, it is all Coast Guard Academy. The thing that's probably been the most impressive, the discipline, the defense, mistake-free rugby, and there's the final whistle. It all culminates in a national championship for the Coast Guard Academy Bears. Captain Caitlin Boggs with the trophy, well earned, as we'll send this
Coast
one down
Guard
to Tyler Doyle.
2025 Division II National Champions. You guys were absolutely electric yesterday, coming through and absolutely punishing Vassar, then coming through today and taking home in the championship final. What is the biggest difference between this 2025 team compared to last year?
I think our mental fortitude. I know for the past 3 years that I've been here, we have the physicality to beat any team out here. But our ability to just shake off our mistakes, and today was true 15 as one rugby, and I could not be more proud of this team.
And you yourself are a Player of the Year candidate, and you everybody talks about your leadership skills and your skills on the field. What does it mean to be able to say that Coast Guard is national champions for the Division II series?
It's such an honor, honestly, to have a team that trusts me and the other team captains, Amanda McBrayer. You know, there's difficulties throughout the season, you know, whether it's morning workouts or late practice. Just building that trust, that cohesion is huge.
Well, congratulations. Because of your performance, you are the 2025 MVP of the Division II National Championship game. Congratulations. Go celebrate with your team. Kaylin's got some heavy hardware.
Tyler. A national championship there. It's all smiles for the Coast Guard Academy. Coach Sarah Price, 3 years with the program, a 2025 Sevens National Championship. She's made it the double, Sevens and 15s champions. What a great achievement, a tremendous performance for Coast Guard. We'll step aside one more on the docket. Colorado taking on Northeastern when we return.
Without you, and I just can't be without you, baby. Want you all night long, want you all night long. Give me all your love, baby. Give me all your love, baby. Give me all your love, all your love, all your love. Give me all your love, baby. Give me all your love, baby. Give me all your love, all your love, all your love.
All night. Tell me, why'd you have to go and drive me so crazy? Now I'm feeling lost without you, and I just can't be without you, baby. Want you all night long, want you all night long. Tell me, why'd you have to go and drive me so crazy? Now I'm feeling lost without you, and I just can't be